Hey everybody, this is Harry coming to you from the Live Oak Cemetery here in beautiful Live Oak, Florida, Suwannee County, in northern Florida, where it is 54 degrees out. Just off work, worked a half a day. Thank you, Walmart. Half a day, get off at 12 o'clock. And I'm here to discuss Ian's chat topic that he brought up, I guess, Thursday or Friday. He asked the question, what is your favorite genre and how did you get into that genre of film and such. So for me, it's difficult. I like so many genres of film, types of film, except for horror. I'm not a big horror fan unless it's classic horror. It's just, I don't know, it just disturbs me watching horror movies, and I don't know what people get the kick out of it, but some do, and that's fine. My daughter Vicky, who I'm not a horror fan, but never watched a lot of these crazy movies, but man, she just loves the death of horror, no pun intended. So, so I had to think about like what is my favorite, and I tend to consider comedy my favorite genre of film. Just because when I was growing up, my parents, mainly my mother was a movie watcher. My father was a TV show watcher. He would watch police shows and police dramas, crime dramas, stuff like that. And then my mother would watch all these old, like the Bob Hope and Bing Crosby road pictures. Abbott and Costello, I grew up on listening, or I'm sorry, listening, but watching Abbott and Costello during my time. At any time they come on, my mother's like, "Oh, Abbott and Costello's on, let's watch that." So that's what I grew up watching, was those type of films, the Marx Brothers, um, uh, Laurel and Hardy, uh, Bob Hope, like I said before. So comedy happens to be my favorite genre because the fact that that's how I was raised, was watching those movies. But then again, my mother also watched. I remember watching the Tarzan movies with her, with Johnny Weissmuller, and then can't think of the other fellow's name that used to play Tarzan, but we watched him too, and then watched the Godzilla movies and Gamera films that used to come on Sunday afternoons. It was always like a ritual. Saturday and Sundays were like old movie days in the house. So, my mother, Sunday, especially Sunday, because she was off, we would, they would have an Abbott and Costello movie going on. There would be a Tarzan movie afterwards. And then you would catch an old Godzilla flick, or King Kong. I've seen King Kong. Gamera. Watch those type of films, and then and I watched a lot of drama films. So, and I know this is kind of like rambling on a little bit, but I guess because I like, it's about even with a lot of these genres that I like. But comedy I would consider my favorite. Maybe action be close. Close to it, and in style, and what my preferences are. And so I had looked on my Letterboxd, because I watch movies from the 1800s. I've watched films from the 1800s where there were short clips or whatever, and then all the way up till the present time. And you go to your stats, and it'll tell you, break down what most films that you watched, and comedy is second on that list of how many. I don't remember the percentage points, but anyways, I've watched the second most watched genre ever is comedy, but the first one is drama. So I guess drama would be my favorite because I watch most of it, but then again, I watch a lot of silent movies. I watch a lot of older films. A lot of them are considered drama films. And then action comes out right beneath that. And sci-fi is little, and I thought I watched a lot of sci-fi, but I guess I don't. But the comedy I always thought was my favorite, but drama, I guess is good. I watch most of this because, like I said, because of the films that I turned because I watch a lot of older films, like with Robert Mitchum, some Frank Sinatra films, his films in the 50s that he did. You know, a lot of Cary Grant films, James Stewart. Not all of them are comedy films. A lot of them are drama. Alfred Hitchcock, of course, thriller. Maybe some of them are horror. So, yeah, and I watched a lot of Hitchcock when I was growing up. My mother liked Hitchcock. She hated the birds, though, because it made her afraid of birds. She went and seen that in the movie theater when it was released, and it took her years, until like the 80s, to even get a parakeet in the house as a pet. You know, parakeet, parrot. We had those. We had some finches, but she was afraid to deal with them because of that freaking movie. Just like when I went and saw Jaws at 8 years old, and then I was frightened to go into the water. And my mother also, I know I'm talking about my mother, but the last movie she saw, because Jay mentioned this in his video, I just watched it. I got off work and I watched his video he just posted. It was The Exorcist. That was the last movie she saw in the movie theater. She would not go to a movie theater again after that because of that movie being so scary. I mean, my mother loved horror movies. That was the other thing I was raised on too, was watching with her too, was watching the old Hammer films or Vincent Price films on TV when they came on. And so I always liked the older horror than considering the new horror, but that's pretty much it. Boring on my part. I imagine everybody else has more exciting things to talk about. James already posted his video about his favorite genre films. Mine is a little bit of history. At least you know what my mother likes, and you know what my father watched. Shit, I even like musicals and stuff. I'm just like rambling in my head here. Is like how I like to watch musicals. I like classic films and silent movies, and there's a lot of comedies I watched on that, and there's a lot of drama and stuff. So anyways, anybody else wants to join in this chat, tell us what your favorite genre is, how did you get in it. And I don't know why my shirt looks purple. It's not. It's kind of a brownish color. But anyways, thank you all very much. Happy New Year's. We should be posting we used to be the Grumpy Old Bastards. Now we're 6 distinguished gentlemen on film, something like that, film lovers. I'm trying to remember the name. But anyways, we'll be posting here pretty soon a video. We finally decided to pick a film. This was worse than a cardinal conclave to pick a pope. So anyways, thank you all very much for watching. Comment below, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down. I don't care, because I'm just rambling on. Thank you. Bye.